Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television.
We have reached that point in the year where it's time now to bid you a happy new year. 2018 just on the near horizon, but here late in 2017, unfinished business here in the 42nd Cordova Christmas Classic. It's the championship round. The Grant High Pacers tonight versus crosstown neighborhood rival, the Inderkum Tigers, tonight on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Good evening. Welcome to Lancer Gym here on the campus of Cordova High School. Alongside Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James, and we've really been looking forward to this matchup, not just because of the power of these two teams, but that rivalry factor that doesn't always come into play. And tonight, I think there's going to be a little more on the table besides a win and a loss.
Absolutely. Two hometown teams going against each other, and the championship is on the line, so of course there's going to be a lot more intensity tonight.
Well, let's see how these teams got here. In the semifinals last night, they both had to work hard to overcome tough competition and reach this championship ball game. And the last time out, it was Grant High holding American Canyon at bay for the better part of the evening, though being challenged, and they emerged with a 15-point victory. The last outings for these two teams, but as we saw from Inderkum, they really had to work hard to snatch that victory from Cordova, Lauren.
Pretty resilient. They fought through. It was a tough battle. See that 5-point win last night. Cordova held on. Of course, Grant showed their mighty strength from the beginning and just has sailed through against American Canyon.
Well, let's take a look at the impact players that are going to have heavy bearing on tonight's outcome. First of all, for Coach Wilson's Grant Pacers, they are long, they are tall, and they press and they score.
Man, they got some great junior guards. Young, as Coach spoke before, Cameron Hampton, Stephen Richardson, and David Jones is with that inside presence. They are long, they are big, and they are fast.
And you can see there 3 juniors. As a matter of fact, Coach Wilson has 16 on his roster, just one of them a senior. Now, in contrast, the Inderkum Tigers under Coach Bishop, they'll counter with Tigers tonic, and they hope that it's strong tonic tonight to deal with this aggressive Pacer ball club.
They're going to have to come out hard. Hodge with the quick aggressiveness off the dribble. Elijah Clay, he's going to have to put in some big-time buckets. And then Isaiah Ward, he was the difference in the game last night, so hopefully he can have a big-time presence in the key.
Well, Isaiah carried the Tigers on his back in the late third and entire fourth quarters to pull out that victory to reach the championship ball game, and he'll have to do more of the same basically as an undersized post player against those long, tall Pacers. So that's the way it shakes out right now. We've got it set up, the championship game in this 42nd Cordova Christmas Classic. Don't wander off. When we come back, we'll join our partner Rick Stewart. He's got much more on tonight's championship ball game. Stay with us.
My grandfather served in World War II. Spending time with him were the best memories of my life. I became a physician at VA because of my grandfather, so I can help others like him. I can't imagine working with better doctors or a more dedicated staff. I'm fulfilling my life's mission with the help of my team and thanks to these veterans. I'm proud to be a doctor at VA and proud to honor my grandfather every day. Search VA Careers to find out more.
Well, we're glad to have you with us tonight for the big show. This is the championship game of the Cordova Christmas Classic with Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James, and we'll now join our partner, Rick Stewart. He's got more on tonight's big matchup.
Well, as we talked about earlier in the third place game, this is 42nd year that we've had this tournament, and Cordova has dominated, obviously. Kennedy's done fairly well, too. Grant's won it twice, last year and in 1995. Now, last year's MVP, Joan Smoot, was the senior that's injured this year for Grant. So that's a real big piece of the Grant puzzle that's out of the picture. So I look for a good, scrappy game. Grant's young, but they are athletic. And we're going to see that in full force tonight. Will, Lauren, back to you.
Thank you, sir. The crowd coming alive here in anticipation of this championship square-off. And despite Cordova losing in its bid to capture third place, nevertheless, a good, excited crowd on hand here for tonight's title game. There you see the Inderkum Tiger bench, dressed in white, trimmed in gold and navy. And the voice of the Lancers, yes, Mark Gribsko, as usual, calling a great PA for the Lancers for years and years in football and in basketball. So let's go ahead and meet our starters in tonight's title game. And the pressure, you could say, is on. For the Grant High Pacers, under head coach DeMond Wilson, they'll start a guard-heavy lineup, but they're big guards. McGee and Hampton, diminutive. However, Richardson is 6'4" guard, and then 6'6" and 6'7" up front with Jones and Pruitt. And they've got bench strength the same size, as you'll see while the game progresses. And for Coach Dwayne Bishop and his Tigers, they're undersized by comparison, certainly. They're really going to have to box out and go to the board strong. Brown and Hargy in the backcourt. Clay, a bit bigger guard. Dollawall and Isaiah Ward. Ward is going to have to be the force in the rebounding department. As you see, those four guards ahead of him really are going to have to box out and do at least some defensive rebounding, Lauren.
Absolutely. It's going to be key in the inside rebounding. The Grant Pacers are definitely an inside force, so Inderkum's going to have to come with it.
Offensive rebounding is going to be a key concern for the Tigers, and we'll keep an eye on how many putbacks or second or third chance opportunities that the Pacers are able to cash in. And you can see by sheer comparison the height disparity of these two clubs, and you'll notice it even more dramatically when they go to center court for tonight's jump ball. Tigers in white, Pacers in gold. And keeping things fair and square, John Reel, our game referee, and he'll be working in tandem with umpire Dwayne Wolford. John Reel with game ball. Okay, demonstrative. Identifying who's going which direction. Don't see that too often. Up and tapped. Controlled by Inderkum on a nice jump by Brown.
Pacers coming out in the 1-2-2. Immediate turnover by Inderkum. And another.
Haste makes waste. Both clubs trade turnovers.
And here we go. We see this 1-2-2. Grant Pacers very athletic and long in it.
Inside bucket, cashed in sweet. Knocked down by Tenji Brown. And the Tigers quickly on top, 2-zip, a good start. Turnover Grant, a pair of them already.
Here's Tenji Brown. Baseline drive, good finish around the basket.
Nice dish there by Dollawall to feed him on that.
Now this defense at Inderkum extended really, really far from the basket.
Deep J, back rim, no. Rebounding over the back, nicely done. So out of bounds to Inderkum as the Pacers turn it over after that nice rebound. Third turnover for Grant. We've only played a few seconds more than a minute. Nice save there. Corner jumper. Tapped twice and grabbed by the man.
Ward is going to be the difference in the game tonight.
Wow, inside bucket again by Brown.
Brown's coming out with a strong presence. Something different that we didn't see last night.
Again, that nice rebounding effort by Isaiah Ward, number 44.
I will say, Will, the rivalry has gotten intense in here. You see guys crashing the boards hard, putting back baskets.
Jump shot missed from deep range, crashed the board. You're going to see that all night long. And Brown coming up big already with 2 buckets and that defensive board.
Brown's going to have a big-time game on him. He got a lot of work dealing with those trees under there.
They feed him. He goes right to the bucket and draws a foul as he misses off the bottom of the board, and I believe it's going to be on Pruitt.
Now, Brown's a little bit more motivated tonight. When you got some competition, you definitely got to step up. So I can see the motivation in him right now, how he's attacking the basket. Now he's getting to the free throw line. That's going to be important.
And he drops the first free throw.
Here's Brown again with that attack. Just ready to feed, gets to the rim, finishing strong.
Well, there's a whole new ball game with Tenji Brown. 6 points, all 6 by the Tigers, a pair of buckets and 2 free throws. Pacers on the schneid right now. Still early here in the first.
Inderkum in this 3-2 zone, giving Grant a lot of difficulty to look around.
Grant's 4th turnover in the opening minute and a half. My, here's some extended pressure. Hargy breaks it. Ward runner is good. Isaiah Ward, time out Pacers as Inderkum bolts to an 8-0 lead.
Here's Ward. He's going to show you his ability. He put the ball on the ground. Just going strong and aggressive, floater over the top. Now that's going to be the difference. Grant did not have a lot of tall players to play against last night. So tonight, Inderkum's length may be a little bit of difficulty for him.
We'll see how that trend continues. And I'm most interested in any adjustments that the Pacers will make coming out of this timeout. They're down 8-0.
We'll say the Pacers have a young sophomore point guard in A.J. McGee, so he's going to have to step up tonight. This is probably his first big-time game, so he's going to have to show that he's ready to lead these Pacers.
Well, here he is with the Rock, number 1, sharing the backcourt with Hampton, number 2, sophomore and a junior, respectively.
Pacers patient with the basketball.
So far, the zone has done a nice job shielding them from the bucket. A breakup and steal. 5 turnovers by the Pacers. Take it strong, a layup missed.
JJ McGee in transition. Getting some contact.
Hargy with the foul after a point-blank miss by Elijah Clay on the other end. Non-shooting. Pacers to inbound, far side, with Hampton to shove it in there.
Now, Richardson was the offensive presence last night. Can't wait to see what he does when he gets the opportunity to score around the rim.
There he is. Now he kicks out. Open J on the way. A miss taken out there by Hampton, but they reload. Corner jumper. There it is.
And there he goes.
Richardson with the 3 ball to get Grant on the board, and it took him nearly 4 minutes to do it. Give and go. A layup blocked out of there on a hard rejection by Richardson.
Richardson's length, being able to pull it out on the 3-point line, show he can shoot, then go on the defensive end with a tenacious block.
A 3-ball drilled by A.J. McGee, and the Pacers are back in it, trailing now 8-6.
Pacers switch it up with that full court presence.
Misidentification as Elijah Clay was thinking a lob, but well over the head of Brown. 2 turnovers for the Tigers, 5 so far by the Pacers. We're on the flip side of quarter number 1.
Pacers are being patient, just looking around, seeing what the defense gives them. Richardson with another 3.
Not this nice rebounding.
McGee with another 3.
And suddenly Grant by 1.
Now the Pacers have turned it up on the defensive end right here with the full court presence.
And that's just how we saw them take American Canyon out of the game.
Here we go again. McGee, same spot, same location, stepping in, knocking it down. Easy money. Easy money, same spot.
Inderkum trying to stabilize. Out of bounds to the Tigers.
Brown and Ward both crashing for that rebound.
So Clay will inbound. Wow, heavy contact as Ward is knocked down.
It's going to be important for Isaiah Ward to find those creases around the basket, give some pump fakes, get those trees in the air so that he can get some easy buckets. Here's Isaiah again, putting it on the ground, getting that contact.
And somewhat lost in that play. 2 fouls now on Pruitt. Pair of free throws for Ward. And we have a little seesaw. 10-9, Inderkum. Corner J missed this time. 1 and done. As Ward cleans the board. The runner, follow-up, missed wildly. 2 close chances.
McGee in transition, slows it up here.
Richardson gets it inside, but a chippy is missed. Some hot tempers starting to flare, and a technical foul is going to be called on Pruitt, who already had 2 personal fouls.
And that's where you're seeing the youth come out. Cannot get frustrated in a game like this early. Now you pick up your 3rd foul. Now you for sure got to go to the bench and have a rest for a while.
It would seem so. An explanation there for Coach Wilson along that Grant sideline. Let's see if we can pick this out. There's a couple of hands in the face inadvertently. They're all going for the ball. And there's the pull and tug and a face-off. Is it a double technical?
He's shooting the free throws for the foul first.
They clear the lane for him, and he's 1 out of 2. And here's how that evolved. A little bit of a pop in the face there on a block try. Over the back reach and a clear out. So now they go to the other end. And Dallowall is hitting the free throws for Inderkum.
Now this is a key point in the end of the first quarter. Momentum is going to be shifted. Which way is it going to be shifted?
We shall see. However, Pruitt's out of the ball game. They've gone a bit slower in that Pacer lineup.
Here's Grant with the switch up though, going to man-to-man, applying a lot more pressure on the ball defenders.
Loose ball and a turnover. Here's Grant transition, 1-on-2, a layup down. Ooh-wee, screaming layup by Hampton.
And the Prancing Pacers are getting going.
Another turnover taken away. 1-on-2, Richardson slapped out of there with authority. Hartney's on the floor for the loose ball. The crowd coming alive, sensing the intensity of this rivalry. Through traffic, Hartney down. He took the foul and scored high off the glass. Oh my.
You can feel the intensity getting in here. This is what you see, a hometown rivalry. This is what it should feel like.
Boy, you're not kidding. Nice rebounding effort, but taken away there by Grant's DeVell Brown. So Hargy settles for the 2. 13-12. Inderkum, deep J, But the Pacers control, straightaway jump shot, drilled for a sweet 3-ball by A.J. McGee, his third 3 of the quarter.
A.J. McGee stepping up big time.
We did not see that from him last night. Hargy down the slot. Corner jump shot, a 3-ball can beautifully by Isaiah Ward. He has 7 in the game. And another lead change, 16-15, Inderkum.
This is another part of the game we did not see from both teams last night, shooting the 3-ball. So let's see how long this can happen.
They both struggled from out there last night, but boy, we haven't seen that difficulty tonight so far. Another one on the way, look out. Back rim, no. Tip try, missed. Follow up, oh yes. Wow, tenacious David Jones on the follow. And another lead change.
Second chance points are going to be the death of Inderkum, so they got to make sure they off that basket.
And here's an example of what Lauren is saying. Second chance points.
Great second chance effort. Put it back in.
How about that? So it's a 30-second timeout that Coach Bishop called for, with Pacers up 1 at 17-16.
Now that was a smart timeout by Coach Bishop. Controlling the crowd, controlling the tempo. So that's important that he makes a good decision out of this timeout.
So there's a buzzer to bring him back, and this has been a wild and woolly first quarter here in this championship game of the 42nd Cordova Christmas Classic. And so far, Inderkum has given Grant all they want and vice versa.
It is meeting the expectations of a championship game by far.
Torrid first half, very intense. Hargy, pressure applied by Hampton.
Here's Grant with that defensive change.
Loose ball salvaged by Hargy. Take it to the middle, 3-on-2, pull up J, Rebound yanked down by Grant's DeVell Brown. 1 second left. Ooh, would have counted if it went. And we have played one. Grant 17, Inderkum 16. Rick Stewart has more on tonight's big night here at Cordova. Rick?
All right, Coach Wedding, American Canyon winning team in the third place game tonight. What was the key? It was 2-point lead at halftime. What was the difference in the second half? You broke it open.
I thought we had more energy on defense. We always shoot it pretty good, but what determines most of our games is how hard we play on defense and rebounding. They brought a little bit more energy. We had a good talk at halftime, and we played it a lot faster, I believe, than we did in the first half, so I think that helped us out.
In a game like this, like for instance these two teams in a championship game, when you're playing against a crosstown rival, is it the tournament that's more important sometimes, or beating the crosstown rival more important?
Oh, I don't know. I think in the preseason it's about getting better. We played both these teams who's in the championship. We played Inderkum 2 weeks ago, and then we played Grant yesterday, and we battled with them, so it's nice to see that we're competing with high caliber teams who are battling for championships and who are year in and year out competitive teams up here in Sacramento.
Tough question to ask, but if you had to predict between the two of them based on your experience, got a prediction?
But for this game, I'm going to go with Grant. Inderkum's a real good team, but Grant's been pretty good for a long time.
Crazy athletic. Coach, congratulations on the win. Lauren, Will, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. We resume action here to open second quarter, and a block jumper and grabbed and gathered by Brown. That was impressive.
Brown's definitely showing some presence on defense. That's big for them.
Hargy to the big man who drags the foot and travels. 5 turnovers, that one by Isaiah Ward. Grant was 6 turnovers in the first quarter. A little bit of early game jitters, I'd say, but things have settled down nicely now. Feed the post. Turn, fire, and miss on the try there, taken by Miles Haynes.
Seeing Grant going to the bigger lineup right here. Got Richardson at point. Let's see if Inderkum can take advantage of the small, big mismatch.
Shot taken and missed by Ward. They get it back, however. Drive baseline. Take it strong and draw a foul.
And here
Defense.
you go, Brown showing the defensive presence.
Boy, that was impressive right there.
And that's the difference in a block. A block can change the energy in the game, so he's got to continue to set that tone around the rim.
Haynes picks up his first foul. And as we spoke of Elijah Clay, he's got his first point of the ball game.
And I think that's going to help Inderkum out. Find a way to keep the Pacers in foul trouble, get to the free throw line, make buckets when the clock is not moving.
So he's 1 out of 2, and they tie it at 17 here early in the second.
Again, Inderkum still in that 3-2 zone.
Richardson, all glass, ripping down the rebound, Isaiah Ward.
Inderkum pushing in transition.
Fade away, Jay, baseline, Nice effort there. Tough luck, though. It was bobbled away by Clay. Full speed drive missed. There's the offensive board we spoke of. A miss, but a foul.
And again, second chance effort. Miss layup, crash the boards, get back to the boards, go ahead, get to the free throw line.
Tyler Bohannon with the follow-up to draw the foul. Committed by Ward, but a miss on number 1. First foul on Ward. Thus far playing a pretty clean game. Into the ball game for Inderkum. Kyrie Griffin 33 and Brian Washington 32. Missed them both. 17 all. Gamble and a miss. Take it strong. Bobble. Retrieve. Feed the post. Bank shot missed. Wild action. Rebound run down by Ward. Feed the post. Ward powers up and misses inside.
McGee back in transition with the floater.
One and done. Here's the outlet. 3-on-2. Stop and go. Layup. Missed.
Now that's 3 missed layups. We got to finish the chippers around the basket.
Early second with 5:20 to go. We're stalled out in a 17-17 tie. Just 1 point has been scored in this quarter. Outside Gunning, another miss that time. A.J. McGee. And arms flailing and getting tangled here. This game getting real physical. Driving layup down. Sweet drive that time by Brown.
Brown's ability to put the ball on the ground with his length is highly impressive right now. It's giving the Pacers some difficulty.
He's got 8 of their 19 points. Strong performance thus far. Baseline jumper canned beautifully that time by Bohannon. And it's a go-ahead bucket. 20-19. Hardy in the key. A miss. Follow-up. Down! Well, Brown is doing the job.
Brown is definitely woken up tonight. And that, again, I think that tall presence is bringing the best out of him.
30-second timeout. There you see Coach Wilson with his back to you in that Pacer huddle.
Here we go, Brown with the putback. Now, this is very interesting. Second chance points are happening on both ends of the floor. So it's going to be important that these teams box out, get some crucial rebounds down the stretch.
And that was no box out at all there. 21-20. We've had some seesaw here in the second quarter. Largest lead was 8 as Inderkum charged out to an 8-0 lead, but things really tightened up after A.J. McGee hit 3 threes in the first quarter. But
Both
right now,
teams making some changes right now.
taken away from Richardson, and he pokes it away and saves it to a teammate. Back-to-back turnovers. Loose ball handling. Short J pops up. Wow. Inderkum transition, a layup. Wildly thrown, well defended. Brown, Flat foot rebound taken down there by David Jones.
I think both coaches wish it was a little bit more under control right now.
Thank you. High post, Richardson to the corner, and a travel and a turnover. 8 turnovers on the Pacers, and we saw a lot of this frenetic play in the first half last night as well.
Absolutely. Both of the teams want to play fast. They want to push in transition. So that's got to be under control, though. Under control.
On the attack, nearly a turnover, tapped out of bounds. The ball belongs to the Tigers on that drive by Kyrie Griffin.
And Kyrie's another sophomore guard playing up to the level, so that young experience is going to have to step up tonight.
Out of bounds to the Tigers. 3:08. We're on the flip side of quarter number 2, and a tight one right now. Inderkum by 1.
That Pacers length is getting on every single basketball. Tips, deflections.
Nearly deflected. In heavy traffic and drawing the foul is Isaiah Ward as he took it strong. He had a good first quarter with 7. Now he'll be up there for a couple more free throws, and it's been Inderkum that has been more successful in getting into the foul line.
Well, when you have tall trees, they usually jump and they like to block a lot of things. So it's going to be important. Biggie, stay out of foul trouble right now. Here's Ward on the drive. And there's the swipe down, foul.
Well, as you saw the swipe, it was David Jones picking up his first foul. And pair of free throws for Isaiah Ward. And he's got 9 in the game. 23-20 Tigers. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the half. Feed the baseline, and nice hang time for a bucket by David Jones. Inderkum by 1. Foul line Jay, pops out. Rebound by Richardson. Pacers up the floor with a chance to tie or go ahead with 2:20 to go in the half. Shaky pass inside, but gathered and stolen away. Turnover number 9 by Grant. Baseline feed, kick out. Tap away and a steal. Quick hands, take it strong. A push off by both players, out of bounds. Didn't see the call.
Here we go with the hang time. His ability to hang in the air is amazing.
Baseline inbound from McGee, a high lob out to Richardson with 2 minutes to go in the half. Ball fake, baseline drive, and a poor pass out of bounds though to the Pacers. There's head coach Dwayne Bishop up along that Inderkum sideline. Hands on hips, as is Grant coach Wilson on the opposite bench. Richardson has his shot trickle out, but draws a foul on the play. And it's going to be an important foul against Tenji Brown. His second. So Richardson with a high arcing free throw has number 1.
Here's Richardson to the bucket. Just his length and his ability to change it in the air. He's going to get a foul every time when he puts it to the basket.
Number 2 to try to break the tie, and does. So more seesaw. 24-23 Grant. Less than 2 minutes to go in the half. That was a bump and a reach and a foul. Both coaches are calling for more action on the offensive players' arm checks to get loose and separate, as Coach Wilson was doing there. Coach Bishop, of course, happy with that call as it places Clay at the stripe.
Both teams trying to extend that pressure, get those 5-second counts. So I can see how coaches right now are looking for those off arms when players are trying to break free and pass by people.
So he's got the front end of 1-and-1 to tie it, trying to bust it, and does. 25-24. Deep J McGee, short, no follow, 1 and done. 1:25 to go. Into the ball game, Ronald Rivaro, 23, handling the basketball, drive it, shoot it, miss. Transition Grant, 4-on-2. Blocked out of there by Harkey, but a foul on the Tigers guard. It's his second foul, and it'll place David Jones at the stripe to shoot 2. He's got 4 points in the ball game on a pair of field goals, 1 in each quarter. Short. And here's how he got up there.
To the basket, way to run a lane.
Wow. And Richardson sneaks in for the rebound after 2 misses.
Another second chance opportunity.
Less than a minute to go in the half. Inderkum by 1.
The zone has given Grant a lot of difficulty. 3-2, extending that pressure. Ability to close out on shooters.
Evidently just an out-of-bounds play. I didn't see a foul issued on that. So with less than a minute, clock rolling. Deep J, down! 3-ball by Hampton. 27-25. Grant by 2 with 35 seconds to go. Hargy, drive it, pull back, dish it off inside, lose the handle. It's a turnover. Grant transition, McGee layup, blocked, but it's a foul against Inderkum's Elijah Clay.
McGee's ability to push in transition is important to Grant's success. Look at him here pushing in transition, make a good decision, get to the free throw line.
He hasn't been up there yet this evening, but that doesn't deter his accuracy. His 10th point on 3 threes and that free throw.
He seems a lot more confident tonight. Him and Coach obviously talked last night. He's definitely knocking down shots and controlling the tempo.
Boy, he sure is. 2 out of 2, 29-25. Grant has trailed most of this half, but has surged here in the last minute. Hargy blocked out of there. They're calling over and back on a deflected ball that Dollawall was unable to save. Call it a turnover. And here comes a big-time block on the Hargy drive. Swatted clean by David Jones. Here's 7 seconds to go. Grant by 4. McGee throws wildly out of bounds over Richardson's head. So the Tigers will have 2.8 to try to get something, as you see Coach Bishop looking on. Raucous crowd here in this rivalry game. On the way and off the top of the guide wire on the shot taken there by Brown. We are at the half in a wild one. Grant coming from behind to take a 29-25 lead here after trailing by 8 early on. It's been a wild one, Lauren Goodman, and we expect a lot more of the same here in the second half. But first, we'll check in with Rick Stewart.
All right, Coach, 4-point lead at halftime. What'd you see out there?
It's a typical neighborhood rivalry. I mean, our schools are separated by probably about 3 miles. So, you know, it's exactly what I thought. We were really sloppy, but we'll clean that up. A lot of anxiety. Our big guy just got a little caught up, got a little emotional, so he had to sit most of the first half. But, you know, we'll get him together at halftime, and he'll come back, and he'll be ready to go, and we'll be ready to go.
What's going to be the key for your team in the second half?
Just calm down, take our time, and do what we do.
Is that indicative of the low score?
No, usually we try to score in the 60s and 70s.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half. All right, Will, Lauren, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. It's been a wild one here in the first 16 minutes of this championship game of the 42nd Cordova Christmas Classic. And with that in mind, we encourage you, and frankly, we insist upon you sticking around for second half action here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Stay with us.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things.
2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks.
Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh, no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator. My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
You can see the score there. Grant up 29-25 at halftime over Inderkum here in the championship game of the 42nd annual Cordova Christmas Classic. And it's a pleasure to be here with Coach Fletcher Johnson of Cordova. Fletcher, tell me about the tournament, the history behind it. Now, you've won it 10 times. Is that indicative of the power within Cordova, or is it indicative of just having really good teams that have beaten other good teams?
Probably a little bit of both. The key at Cordova is the Christmas Classic. The alumni, staff, everyone, that's all they care about is, did you win the Christmas Classic? How well did you do in the Christmas Classic? And like I said, it's been around for 42 years. Some of the best players in Northern California have played in the Cordova Christmas Classic. Some of the best coaches around here, as in Drew Hibbs and guys like that, have all played in this tournament.
I can see there's a large group of the Cordova staff here to help you out the tournament as it goes on. What is involved with actually putting together a quality tournament like this that lasts?
What we try to do is find, first of all, a couple of real good teams. Like this year we have Grant and Inderkum that represent the other conferences on the other side of town. And then we bring in a couple of teams like American Canyon and Will C. Wood that are from different areas, and it kind of balances it out with different styles and, and different kind of coaching, so it's fun.
When you're creating a tournament like this, like back in the day when they started it, how much effort is it to build the team as you go on? I mean, obviously the first couple of years, it's difficult getting the word out and that, but once the word cuts out a little bit, then it's like it explodes around you, doesn't it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. But, like I said, 42 years of this tournament, most of the coaches and the players that we have now, their fathers have played in this tournament. So they have memories of this tournament for years.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for spending some time with us and talking about the tournament, Coach Johnson. It was a pleasure being with you, as it always is. Basketball mind and what you do here at Cordova is tremendous.
No doubt about it. I want to say, on our staff, we have Coach Ed Harris, 1978, myself, 1982, and Max Brooks, 2009. Together, we have over 50 years of Cordova basketball history amongst us.
Wow.
So, yeah,
that's
outstanding.
Nice. That's
yes,
outstanding. Well, thanks for spending some time with us. I really appreciate it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All righty. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to look for the next coach to talk to. 29-25. We'll be right back.
Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Sorry, I almost killed you. We've all been misunderstood. I'm not a fighter.
I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
With the right support, everyone can reach their full potential because you can't judge a bull by his cover. Learn more at understood.org.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's the score. Inderkum head coach, what'd you see in the first half?
I saw a little bit of lack of urgency, discipline, no movement, and it basically slowed our offense down. Our offense is really set around moving. So with them not passing and then cutting through basically would slow us down a little bit.
What's the one key in the second half?
The number one key is to move, be disciplined and work on what we work on and basically play our game and be who we are.
Outstanding. Well, good luck in the second half, Coach. Appreciate it. All righty, 29-25, Inderkum in the lead. Back to you, Will, Lauren.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stewart. Very basic evaluation there by Coach Bishop. Do what we do. Sometimes that's the hardest thing.
Sometimes it is, and staying true to that when you're playing a difficult opponent like Grant Pacers.
They force you out of doing what you do, and easier said than done, I guess I could say. Well, it has been hot, furious, and intense throughout the first half of this championship game in the 42nd Cordova Christmas Classic. Inderkum bolted out to an 8-0 lead, but a late flurry puts the Pacers on top 29-25. From the foul line, Grant has shot just 5 of 10, while Inderkum has stayed close with 10 of 13. A.J. McGee has led all scorers with 11 for Grant, but inside there's an easy bucket knocked down by Ward. Now he has 11.
There's that part, do what we do. Coach was just talking about. Move the ball, move without the ball, and then you get those opportunities.
Ward has it tapped away. It's a turnover. And a bucket by Richardson on the other end. Critical turnover there. 31-27, back to a 4-point Pacer lead. Split the defense, get inside. Shot altered, defensive board grabbed by Jones. Fire away, a miss by Richardson on the run, rebound Hargy, 2-2. Lead pass tapped away. Good transition defense by Richardson.
Richardson's ability to keep hustling, stay around the ball, and then just put it on the ground and get to the basket.
Nice pump fake there, but slapped out of there on a rejection by Jones again.
Jones is not letting anybody in his house tonight with ease.
And since early in the first quarter, we haven't seen their other 6-6 post. There's a lot of contact, but no foul. Banished to the bench early was Pruitt with 3 fouls. We'll see him later Corner jumper missed. Jones bobbles and grabs.
Jones is definitely handling the inside pressure by himself right now, doing a good job.
We're just underway here in the third quarter of a very intense championship game.
Inderkum staying in the 2-3 zone.
Corner J, air ball, missed everything. Up the floor, it's Clay at the foul line, drive into trouble and get it whacked again by Jones. 3 blocks. Richardson missed, but the follow-up there cashed in by Hampton.
Second chance points. Even if you're a little guard, your job is a rebound way to get under the basket and get that putback.
He trailed the play with hustle. Bobble away, a turnover. A layup is canned again. Time out, Tigers.
And there's those prancing Pacers with the energy.
That was a flurry of 6, all generated by defense and transitional speed to cash in the points. We heard what Coach Bishop wanted to do, but it hasn't happened so far. Spin the replay.
Here we go. That Pacer defense leading to easy buckets. Easy layup. No contest.
Nice hustle on a couple of those plays by Hampton. On one, he trailed the play and picked up the missed layup and stuck it in, and that one was just a cripple.
And it's more the Pacer pace and the length. The pace and the length is not allowing Inderkum to do what they want to do tonight.
The 2-point Pacer lead has grown to 8. A key trip up the floor for Inderkum here.
Pacers keep that press on.
Intercepted again, another turnover. Look out, boom!
And there's the highlight reel.
Richardson with a slam, and the lead is 10. Hargy, a dump off. Corner J on the way, a miss. 1 and done. Nice effort there, rebounding by Brown.
And here's Richardson, he can score in frenzies.
Brown, relentless inside, draws a foul on his own follow-up.
And here's Richardson, still leading to an easy transition bucket. Go ahead, flush that down, young fella.
Second foul on Isaiah Ward. Certainly a concern for Coach Bishop. Free throw number 1 by DeVell Brown is money. His first points of the game.
And that's where that inside presence, Grant, the bigger bodies, ability to put the ball on the ground, go ahead and finish with physicality.
Coach Bishop inserting 2 players deeper off his bench, not content with that starting group. Pair of free throws, 39-27, largest Grant lead. Hargy, air ball, Brown up the floor wildly, a Grant turnover. It's their first turnover in the quarter. Inderkum has had 3, helping fuel that Grant push that puts him up by a dozen.
Where this is that moment in the game where you got to kind of go to your bench and see if you get a spark for some other guys. See if somebody can bring something else. That was a good take.
Excellent drive by Hargy, but he couldn't finish.
That was the one time he parted the Red Sea and got to the basket finally. He's going to have to work on that pull-up jumper and doing something else because those trees are not stopping up.
Second foul on David Jones as Hargy breaks a scoring drought. Back into the game after 3 early fouls.
Here he goes, quick off the dribble. Gets to the basket and the contact.
Pruitt back in with the 3 fouls. He wears 35. Taking over for Jones. 1 out of 2 for Hargy. 39-28, loose ball. Here's a steal and a foul on Brown. At the stripe, hard-working Tingy Brown, and badly needed free throws.
Well, Brown really needed to get back in the offense, so he hustled for that play. Way to put it on the ground, get to the line, get the contact.
Number 2, also good. He's 4 for 4, and that's what's keeping Inderkum hanging around is their excellent free throw shooting. They're 13 out of 17. Deep J is a miss, 1 and done. Backcourt pressure. 39-30, Grant by 9. Hargy, another hard drive, another miss, but another foul, and back to the stripe goes Hargy.
His ability to create space off the dribble, change of speeds, is helping him out right now, and he's getting to the line. He got to knock these free throws down.
First foul on Hampton. Hargy 1 out of 2 last time up there, and misses the front end here. He's 1 for 4. Jones in, Brown out.
Here's Hargy with the dribble, showing his ability and the craftiness, then getting to the rim. That's a one-on-one basket.
Trying to salvage the back end here and split the free throws, and does. So creeping back in slowly, but creeping back. Inderkum now down 8, 39-31.
Inderkum sticking strong to the zone.
Jones to Hampton. We're nearing midway third. Loose ball tie-up and a held ball. Possession arrow to Grant. So it'll be A.J. McGee to inbound, baseline right for Grant. Pruitt to Hampton, now in the corner. Jump shot, McGee, short. Nice follow on the rebound. Lost. Grabbed by McGee. Here's a Richardson jumper. Down. 3 ball.
And there's Richardson again, showing his ability to shoot the 3 ball. Has the ability to put it on the ground. He's doing it all tonight.
The shot blocked and grabbed. Tigers calling for a foul, no deal. Richardson again. McGee. Here's Pruitt lining up from the corner. Down! Well, he celebrated his return to the lineup with a 3.
McGee, way to find him wide open, knock it down, confident.
Grant breaking it open here, but that corner J, a 3 ball canned by Ward, was very badly needed. 45-34. Jones defended by the shorter Hargy.
Grant being patient.
Travel and a turnover on McGee. He picked him up before he laid him down.
Here you go, Ward with the corner 3. Hopefully that'll give him a spark going down into this end of the third, because they need some offensive power right now.
Well, he's leading the Tigers with 14, and Brown has chipped in with a dozen, but little else. Set to inbound, Brian Washington of the Tigers. Sends it into Ward. He's up the floor, greeted by Pruitt. Rivaro sends it to Ward. Inside with a power move, blocked out of there. Tigers will have the rock.
Coach Bishop got to be excited about that. Ward putting the ball on the ground. His ability to get to the free throw line is going to be important.
You saw Coach Bishop looking on with arms folded. Inbound. Nicely gathered there by Brown.
A lot of risky passes by the Inderkum Tigers.
Boy, loose ball all over the place. Contact, no call. Brown has a return shot slapped ahead to Richardson. He missed the dunk, but it curled in. (47-34).
Here's Richardson. Got a little winded up there. Good roll of the bounce, got it in.
High lob out, gathered in there by Ward. Corner jumper on the way, down. A 3-ball that was really, really handy and timely for the Tigers, and they got their money's worth out of Tanvir Johal. Wow,
Their buckets.
Jones.
And I'm just impressed by both coaches playing young players in heated moments, and those young players are stepping up.
Tough shot inside by Brown, but lost out of bounds by the Pacers, so it'll be a Tiger ball with the third period slipping away here. A minute 41 left in this championship game of the Cordova Christmas Classic. A shuffle and a travel.
That was a key possession for the Inderkum Tigers. They needed to execute right there. Turnovers are not good. Coach Bishop is not looking happy.
14 turnovers committed by the Tigers. 11 by Grant, but only 1 in the second half thus far. McGee.
Pacers working on some execution here.
Standing, holding, and firing. A long miss taken there by Bohannon. Up the floor, Brown. A block, a gather, and a miss. Rebound, Jones. It was McGee with that block. Look at that play, intense. Out of bounds to the Pacers.
Those are the plays you love about a rivalry. Hustling, diving for the ground.
Against a taller player, here's the McGee block inside on Brown.
And that was just timing right there. Timed it perfectly, got him on the back end. Great block.
McGee out, Hampton in for Grant.
Richardson moved to point guard.
Richardson with 14 points. Deep J, down! Hampton with a 3-ball.
Hampton sunk a few 3-balls tonight. Looking good when he's set in rotation. Grant's using that motion offense.
Excellent balanced scoring for the Pacers. Kick out. Bad pass, turnover. Layup, down. Richardson.
And here's Richardson in transition. He's a full train steam rolling down.
The lead has swelled.
Here's Richardson again, pushing in transition. Full head of steam, and he's getting to the racket.
That was a very nice crossing move right there to avoid the defense. 18 points with just 7 seconds left in the quarter, and Grant has really put it on the Tigers here in the third. At the half, 29-25, but Inderkum scored first to cut it to 2 at 29-27. Since then, it's been all Grant.
And a lot of that is attributed to Grant's defense and extra hustle. Grant is outworking the Tigers right now on the defensive end.
Great scoring balance for Grant. Richardson 17, a dozen for Hampton, and 11 for McGee. 2 out of 2 for Ward, having a nice game of his own. 55-39, final seconds of the third. Follow-up missed at the buzzer. We have played 3, and Grant is in full command at present. 55-39 in this championship fracas. We'll be right back. Certainly do not wander off. Fourth quarter upcoming.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Just keep that press on.
Intercepted again. Richardson has been dynamite tonight for the Pacers, as he was last night.
Again, with the offensive abundance, he can score.
There's a good clip of him scoring as we open fourth quarter action with a Inderkum miss, one and done, and a 16-point cushion for the Grant Pacers, seeking their third Cordova Christmas Classic championship.
Inderkum's in this 1-2-2 defense, not extending enough pressure for the Grant Pacers.
A missed three and a good save.
Second chance points.
Richardson to Hampton. Jones
Second
missed the
chance
follow.
opportunity.
Whoa. Whistle and a foul committed by Grant's Miles Haynes. 5 team fouls on Grant, just one thus far. So Inderkum could help itself if they can get into the bonus here and start cashing in some free throws. They shot beautifully tonight, 16 out of 21. Time out taken, a full. It comes early here in the fourth, and we'll step back so we can exhale. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
Well, there's some of our raucous crowd here tonight at Cordova High School for the championship game in this Cordova Christmas Classic. Right now, Grant an upper hand over Inderkum, on top by 16 here early in the fourth. Isaiah Ward dumps it to the corner, long three, down! His second in this burst. Tanvir Johal. (55-42), that helped.
And sometimes, Will, those are the difference makers. Those guys you pull off the bench, ready and eager to work and knock down some shots, just having confidence in your ability.
Hampton, a miss. It trickles home after a long wobble. It's a three, and everything is going right now for Grant High.
Hampton has definitely stepped up the offense tonight. Completely different. Didn't see him knock down a lot of threes yesterday, but he's been knocking down the three ball.
Well, yeah, he's had quite
night.
a game. Got 15 points and 3 threes.
That's probably something different that the Inderkum Tigers wasn't looking for. The two littlest guys on the court carrying the Pacers in the points category.
So Inderkum back to the stripe where they have shot very well tonight. 16 of 21. Brown tonight, 4 for 4, and a miss.
Brown here with the lob. Here we go, Brown with the second chance opportunity.
So the Tigers reload. They're down 16 here with 6:10 to go. Brown blocked out of there again. What a defensive effort there by Miles Haynes.
And that's again that young Pacer presence. He's just a sophomore, big time block.
Hargy gets the inbound lob. And a travel and a turnover.
Again. Here's Hayes with the block. And that's just patient, sitting back, reading it. Great timing. Great timing for a young player. Pacers in no rush.
Oh my word, I think Hampton just got his shot slapped out of bounds.
Brown is very pumped up after the block. Hopefully that gives Inderkum some energy on the defensive end. Sticking to that 1-2-2 zone, not getting out of it.
Nice maneuver right there, and what a drive by A.J. McGee. 60-42, largest lead of 18. Hargy a miss, the follow miss by Brown, and Hampton has the board.
And you could just see the difference in the play. Confident players lead to confident actions, and they're handling it with ease right now.
A miss from long range by McGee over the back of Ward. Out of bounds to Grant, but Ward was definitely fouled on that play.
Definitely swarmed by yellow jerseys.
Well, A.J. McGee's had himself quite a game. This is a great drive here on a stop-and-go move.
That had a little bit of hesitation. Change of speed. Change of speed is important at his position.
Hampton down. Another three. Well, that's his fourth. Isaiah on the drive. Isaiah Clay a miss. They get it back. This crowd really intensified tonight with this rivalry game. Blocked, but it's going to be a foul apparently on Devell Brown.
Grant fans definitely not happy about that call right there.
No, they're not, but this gym is rocking right now.
And that's the best part about knowing a rivalry. You know how your tendencies are. You know players very familiar with the atmosphere.
Pair of free throws upcoming for Clay, and he dropped the first one. He's been solid up there with 4 out of 5. So a well-deserved rest for Miles Haynes. Back up forward for Grant playing well. Number 2 also good. 63-44. The 21-point lead was Grant's largest. A bump and a reach and a grab by Hargy. His third. Non-shooting, inbounding near side. Hampton shoves it into the Pacers, gets it to A.J. McGee in the backcourt. Midway fourth quarter, Grant comfortably ahead. Richardson, a drive and a scoop, missed. Boards it, pump fake, blocked out of there, gets it back. A third try, jump hook, short. Rebound Hargy. Take it strong, a layup down as he took on Hampton.
Hargy showing that speed. He still got some juice in him.
Corner jumper on the way. Not this time on the miss by Brown. Push it hard. Tigers need points in a hurry. Whistle and a foul. Offensive On a brush, Elijah Clay called for the foul, wondering why. And Coach Bishop, not a happy man. 63-46, Grant in full command here. On the flip side of quarter number 4, apparently cruising to their 3rd championship in this long-standing tournament. Hampton, dish, bobbled, out of bounds by Lattimore. Turnover. Just the 2nd turnover in the 2nd half for Grant.
Wilson feeling real comfortable right now. Got Lattimore in, he's a freshman, getting some young minutes right now.
Oh, man. Well, A.J. McGee, it was unintentional, but he sure bumped Brown hard, and Coach Wilson there somewhat amused by the play. So Brown to the stripe. That was the 9th team foul on Grant, and a miss on number 1 after 5 for 6 from Brown. Got the 2nd one. (63-47) with less than 2 minutes remaining.
Now I like this switch up right here from Coach Bishop. Going man to man, picking up full court, trying to go mano a mano the last 2 minutes.
Coach Wilson wants a Grant timeout. And it comes at the 2:50. There's a look at that Tigers huddle. And a disgruntled Coach Bishop, not happy with some of the calls down the stretch here. And he'll try to pull it back together in the final 3 minutes or so and close strong. They've had their spurts, but not as consistently as the Pacers. Now next week, of course, we'll be into the new year, which Lauren Goodman has reminded me of several times. And here's what we got for you. Friday the 5th at the Golden One Center, Lauren and Rick Stewart will be joining me for a girls-boys doubleheader, and I can tell you now it is going to be the Grant girls versus the vaunted machine of St. Francis Troubadours, and the Davis boys taking on the high-flying Jesuit Marauders. So you don't want to miss either of those. A week from tonight, January 5, Friday, at the Golden One. As we always do, we select our players of the game, and as we almost always do, Rick Stewart will be interviewing them along with the winning coach in our post game. A driving layup, full speed, cashed by Isaiah Ward. 63-49. The 21-point lead is now 14. Nice effort to come back here, but 2.5 to go. Time getting tight. Seldom used freshman Maurice Lattimore, number 44, into the ball game. But here's Richardson driving for a layup.
Richardson has been lights out tonight, putting the ball in the rim, shooting it, taking it off the dribble, getting him a little dunk. He's doing it all.
Down the slot, a bump, no call, loose ball, and a turnover.
And that's been the Achilles heel of Inderkum tonight, not being able to take care of the ball against that great, long Pacer defense.
Whistle and a foul. Hargy on the arm, fouling McGee, but Hargy took a shot to the face for his trouble.
Right now, you definitely see a hard-fought battle going on between these point guards, understanding that they play each other next week, but they're definitely trying to make a presence.
Another look at that previous play.
And the two just going at it, really young, so they're going to be playing each other again next year.
And They'll be playing each other on January 6th at Inderkum on a rematch. Richardson again, the scoop shot missed. On the run rebound taken by Ward. And a strip away, but salvaged by the Tigers with 1:20 to go. Dump it inside, a poor pass, and a turnover. Well, Coach Bishop, I do not believe, has seen what he was saying they needed to do, and that was to play within themselves, play their style, play their game, including composure, but it didn't happen. 65-49. McGee, foul line jump shot, pops out, race for the rebound, and Lattimore has it. Save to McGee. Less than a minute remaining in this title game now. Out on top, Richardson wants more. Wiggles inside, blocked out of there on a great rejection by Brown.
And Brown's been big. Brown's got to finish strong so he can get ready for next week when they play again.
14 points and 4 blocks. Here's a tap away and a steal on the run. Elijah Clay, a layup down. 65-51, 40 seconds. Richardson, a drive and a miss. Look at this never say die effort, I'll tell you, by Inderkum, but they lose the rock.
And there's Richardson again, finding a way to tip the ball, be around the basketball. He's just been the X factor tonight.
I do not believe 20 turnovers will sit well with Coach Bishop.
Absolutely not.
And that's a huge part of Grant's game. Creating the turnover and scoring off of them. 10 seconds left. Shot clock off. McGee rocking dribbles between his legs, and these are the closing seconds. And this one is in the book as a 65-51 impressive victory turned in by the Grant Pacers in the title game here over Inderkum in this 42nd Cordova Christmas Classic. There we see the handshake lines and just a mere resemblance of sportsmanship there. A tough loss for the Tigers and a rousing win for those Pacers.
Great matchup between the two. I can't wait to hear about next week's turnout because I know it's going to be a battle.
It'll be at Inderkum on Saturday the 6th. You might want to mark that one down on your calendar, but before that, you got to mark Friday the 5th because we will be at Golden One Center for a key girls-boys doubleheader here on Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. Don't wander off. We got lots of goodies coming up in the post game, including player of the game interviews and a chat with the winning coach. Stick around.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things.
2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks.
Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh, no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator.
My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul,
Estimated time 47 hours.
they will beg,
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
they will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening at Cordova High School, where tonight, in the championship game of the 42nd Cordova Christmas Classic, the Grant Pacers turn up the heat and win going away after a very tight first half to bust up the Inderkum Tigers by a final count of 65-51. In a brutally intense, hard-fought ball game that, Lauren, you and I really appreciate that kind of play.
Absolutely. I love the physicality in both teams. Both teams came ready to play hard and aggressive, and you could tell that this was an inter-city rivalry because they came out ready to go from the tip.
Excellent balance in the scoring column for the victorious Pacers, getting 18 points each from Stephen Richardson and junior guard Cameron Hampton, who poured in 13 in the second half of the 18. And they got 13 out of A.J. McGee, who, in contrast, was quiet last night, but had 3 threes in the first quarter to really jumpstart their comeback after trailing 8-0.
Absolutely. I mean, Coach talked about it. He said he wanted to score over 60 points. When you're scoring at 65 and you have 3 guys in double digits, you're going to be bound for success.
And in contrast, Dwayne Bishop's ball club, Inderkum Tigers, had 2 in double figures that played very, very well. They got 18 out of Ward, who we saw in a dynamite performance last night, and he duplicated it tonight. And they got 14. They got 14 out of Brown, who really was up against some heavy leapers in that Grant front line, but not that key third man with the big game. They didn't have the big 3 like Grant did. Well, let's go ahead and reveal our players of the game. I think we definitely picked some beauties. Stephen Richardson of Grant High, as mentioned, 18 points, numerous defensive plays to help key transition for the Pacers. And Isaiah Ward of Inderkum High, a dynamite performance, another dynamite performance tonight, 18 points and tough board work in a losing effort. Rick Stewart is standing by with players of the game. And let's toss it to
Isaiah
him.
Ward for Inderkum. Tremendous tournament. False start. Alrighty, Isaiah Ward, now we're here with Inderkum Tigers, the all-tournament team. Congratulations on that. The game tonight, what happened?
It was a long, hard one. I think they beat us on the boards. They had a lot of putback shots, and we couldn't out-rebound them tonight. It was a long, hard game, though.
Well, they also hit some threes, too.
Yeah, it was hard getting out on their shooters and closing their big men out.
How big is this game as a rivalry? Yes, it's a championship game here, but as a rivalry between you two teams, how big is this for bragging rights?
It's huge. It's rivalry of North Sacramento. We see them one more time. Hopefully we get them then.
Well, you'll see them in about a week, so you'll have it fresh in your mind, too.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Isaiah, good luck the rest of the year. Congratulations. All right, Stephen Richardson, tremendous congratulations first off on being most valuable player in a tournament tonight. What was the key out there? It was only a quick, close game at halftime. What did you guys do to break it open?
We just came out more aggressive and then more smarter.
Okay, now you had a little bit more height than they did overall. How did you guys play with that height?
We use it as one of our advantages.
Okay, what did you guys do that in the second half in particular? You went in with that, come out with a 4-point lead. What did you do that changed it to pass that?
Just some more passes, being more aggressive on defense.
Okay, hold this up. Give the camera a big smile there. Congratulations, Stephen, being most valuable player in the tournament. Lauren, back to you.
All right, Mr. Stewart, thank you very much. We'll catch up with Coach Wilson at another time. But he certainly had the guiding touch to guide the Pacers, especially from the early 8-point deficit when it looked like they were dead in the water to start the game.
Well, you know, the Pacers are going to keep pushing. I know Inderkum Tigers came out ready to play, but that's, again, that veteran leadership and the coaching staff over there at Grant was ready and prepared for this championship game, and then they got the players to do what they needed to do.
Well, something very, very impressive about this Grant squad. We mentioned it early on, and it deserves another mention. 16 players on Coach Wilson's roster, only one of them a senior, and he's injured right now. The returning most valuable player of last year's tournament, Treshawn Jones-Smoots. But his nucleus and his rotation all underclass, and that's a frightful subject for their opponents.
Absolutely, and a lot of confidence in the guys. The guys know that they're young, but when the coach exudes confidence in them, they can go out there and play like they did today. You've seen A.J. McGee knocking down shots, way more confidence. You see Richardson, even though he's a young player, but he's playing with a lot of confidence like he's a veteran.
Most assuredly, and that guard combination of McGee and Hampton, which was very quiet last night, oh, they exploded tonight, showing us a whole different angle of their game.
Definitely, and you know, underdogs, little guys win tonight. They definitely played feisty, they played hard, they played aggressive, and they set the tone for the rest of the team.
Well, that's the way it shakes out tonight from Cordova High School. Grant High, the Pacers capture their third Cordova Christmas Classic Championship in exciting fashion tonight, 65-51 over a gallant yet defeated Inderkum Ball Club. And of course, as we mentioned, they'll match up again on January 6th. That one would be a great one to turn out for. It's at Inderkum. But tonight, the Grant Pacers prevail and let their flag flutter freely with the championship banner. Well, that being said, Access Sacramento and its entire hometown sports Game of the Week broadcast crew expresses deep appreciation to the Cordova High School administration and particularly Cordova head basketball coach Fletcher Johnson for their cooperation and assistance in our broadcast arrangements for this production. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. For Lauren Goodman, Rick Stewart, our game director Ronicia Harris, and our entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, I'm Will James. We thank you for joining us tonight and look forward to the next occasion on January 5th to cross your path again. See you next year, and so long from Cordova High School. I'm Will James.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.